Hey, beautiful people, it's Rakeen. I'm back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the step-by-step guide on how to close a credit card account. In the last episode, we said, should you? If you guys know that you should close it, let's talk about what you guys should do. First off, I want you guys to actually review the account. I want you guys to ensure that you have your balance paid off. They're going to want you to have your balance paid off. If you have any pending transaction, you have to wait till they post. They take about 2 days usually to post, but you have to wait till those transactions actually post and you pay it off before you can actually close the account. You also want to check to see if you got any rewards or benefits. If you have any rewards or benefits, I suggest that you all please withdraw these different rewards or benefits, because I found that when I had my Tumo card, I hated that they just closed the account because I couldn't take out my $13. And $13, I could have got me some coffee at Starbucks, especially when you're working to be debt free. Every little bit counts. That's the reason why you even use some of these credit cards. So if you have any type of rewards there, use them up. Make sure you use up all your rewards or benefits before you actually close the account. And again, make sure that your balance is paid off. Clear all your balances. Make sure that you confirm this payment. And I want you all to contact the issuer also. You can contact the issuer to say that you want to close the account, and they should be able to close the account right over the phone. Okay. You can also do a written request if you want. You can actually write them, letting them know that you want to actually close your account. I would suggest that you send this certified mail and you keep copies of it, and you still call to verify, because I just don't see why you just wouldn't call them too. So verify if you do not see everything getting closed. Verify this right away that they're actually taking the actions to actually close it. Now, next, you want to actually monitor your account too. So you want to see, if they're actually closing, check the last statement. Make sure that everything is being closed, and you want to verify this closure also on your credit reports. Your credit report will say you have a new closed account, and then that's when you can know your account is actually fully closed. And understand that there is going to be adjustment when it comes down to your utilization, because if you think about it, you have less debt that's going to be available. So there is going to be an adjustment. A lot of times, if you keep high utilization, or if you keep balances on other credit cards, you're going to see that your credit score is most likely going to go down, because now you have money that's no longer available on this credit card. Unless this was that credit card that had a big balance and you paid it off, like, I'm closing this, then in that case, then it can actually possibly help you. And just make sure you update your records, what's going on, and then consider alternatives in terms of, can I get a credit card with no annual fee? Can I downgrade my card? Could I talk to the company, see if they can fix whatever problem that I'm having so I don't have to close it? So definitely consider that when it comes down to closing your credit card. Hey, beautiful people, welcome to episode 166 of Credit 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about smart tips for using debit cards safely. Now, when it comes down to using your debit card, you want to make sure that you're using it safely because of security reasons. This is direct money to this is like a direct access to your money. Usually when using a credit card, you got to pay the credit card out of usually the account, like your actual checkings account where your debit card is connected to. So you want to use it safely. So I definitely want to talk about these different tips. The first thing I want you guys to do is just make sure that you monitor your account regularly. I log into my bank accounts every day and check transactions. I check it first thing in the morning. That's something I do, because if something goes wrong, you really need to know immediately. So that's something I personally do. But I also like to check a statement too, go over your full statement. But I know if I've been on it every day, I know for sure what's going to be on that statement. So you definitely want to check every day. That way, when you check that statement, you know what you've already seen. You looked at all this stuff already. Plus, you did the transactions. So keep that in mind. And you can do this on your online banking. And make sure you set up alerts and transaction alerts and notifications. I love to know when I have any checks that get cleared. You can set all these notifications up. If I get a direct deposit, I want to know my balance every morning. I want them to tell me every morning what my balance is. You can set up these notifications for yourself, whatever you see fit. Make sure you all are protecting your PIN. So never share your personal identification number, your PIN, with anybody, because they have direct access to take money out of your account. And you have to think about it too. When you go to Wells Fargo, they ask you for your PIN when you request money out of your account or to do anything out of your account. So your PIN is very, very important. You just don't want to mess around, okay? And use strong PINs and force yourself to change your PIN and remember the new PIN, because if you use an old PINs, it's not going to be good for you, honestly. And make sure you guys are using secure ATMs. I would suggest going to like banks. Sometimes you go to different stores or different places that may have like a ATM for that business, and it's that business's ATM. I kind of would be a little cautious of something like that, because you just never know with some of these ATMs, especially if it's like a personal business. Just be careful. And also make sure you avoid public Wi-Fi for your transactions, because you don't want, for some reason, somebody hacking into there and actually being able to see all your information, basically. And if you can help it, use VPNs. I am affiliated with Aura. I love them. You can go to aura.com/Rakita. They can give you a 14-day free trial. I should have it also down in the comments. They actually have VPNs that can help you all. So I definitely like that. And be cautious of just giving out your credit card information. I don't like to just give out my credit card information over the phone. I like to come in and do something or go online and do it. So be careful of that. If you ever lose your card or if it's lost, make sure you contact the bank right away, and you can ask for a replacement. You can go in, you can call over phone, but just do something about it, and try to do some type of two-factor authorization. I can't even say it, authentication, because you basically want to do this because sometimes you may want them to send you a text message as a verification or send you an email as a verification, not just put my password in and get in my account. Please request the extra security base, basically is what you're getting. And I definitely make sure I do this, and a lot of banks gonna do it anyway. And just make sure that you're using your debit card for little small purchases, and usually for big purchases I would suggest that you guys will use like a credit card. And if you guys were to, I'm not saying not to use debit cards, I'm just saying that I just don't want you all to possibly miss any type of reward. So if you have a debit card, see if they have any type of rewards. Like with Wells Fargo, they have usually, like if I look on Wells Fargo, they'll have percentages that you can get back if you were to use your debit card, or even if you were to use your credit card with certain companies. Hey, if you go to Little Caesars, we're giving you 5% back, things like that. And you could do a double up, possibly. I don't know. I was thinking if it was a double up, in terms of you're going to get the 5% back, but if you used to use like the credit card that you're like, you already getting you already have like the one where you're getting the 2% back, then can you actually get 7%? It's something to think about, but definitely make sure that you're looking into this, and make sure you keep your contact information updated. That way, if they do have to contact you, they'll have your information readily available so they can get in contact with you. Because I once had some fraud about to happen, and they always text me like, hey, is this your large transaction? And if you don't have an updated number there, who are they texting? So keep this in mind. Hey, beautiful people, welcome to episode 167 of Credit 101, where we're going to talk about why you guys should avoid prepaid cards. Now, I honestly was thinking we should not be talking about this, but I don't know. I do know a family member that got scammed, so I just need to throw it out there. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just make this video for sure. So you got limited consumer protections. If something go on where maybe you think that how some people think that they need to put money onto a special card or something, they get scammed in a way, or if this prepaid card is ever stolen, you try to get some funds, it's going to be so hard to be able to get this done, because listen, you guys, they got very poor customer service. So it's going to be very, very hard to even get some type of help on this. And then they have high fees when you guys want to withdraw any money from some of these cards, or when you guys are doing certain transactions, they charge you more than if you were just to have a bank account. And I just remember using cards sometimes like this when I was very, very young, because not knowing what's going on. Started working at 16, getting some of these cards, or even our paycheck went onto one of these cards. You didn't have a bank account, they put your paycheck onto this card. And it was very, very high fees taking money out. Even if you guys were to do like a cash back or something at like a grocery store, it was a high fee to do that too. So definitely is very, very high fees a lot of times with these. And it's no functionality. Like, you're using these prepaid cards, you're not even building your credit. You'll be better off just getting you a credit card, or to avoid fees, get you a debit card if you don't want a credit card. But you need to really look into using other things, and you risk your funds being lost too. A lot of people, I remember even my uncle, when he used to get his government social security, he used to get social security, he used to get his social security into some of these accounts, and it's like, this is not good. You don't have any type of insurance. You got to think about the FDIC insurance is not going to be covered on a lot of these. So, it's just going to be so, so hard. You just don't want fraud to happen with these accounts. So I always tell people to like really stay away. And then you're going to have poor financial management. You're not really going to be checking your transactions like you would with a regular credit card. So please, please avoid it. And then no overdraft protection. If you were to use a debit card, you have money sitting in your savings account or wherever, you can set up that overdraft protection. And some companies actually have it where they're not going to charge you fees to do these overdraft protection. So just understand that. So definitely, if you guys were to get overdraft fees, it's going to be very, very bad. So please make sure you guys avoid these prepaid cards. Suggest you guys just get in the bank account. Go to your local bank, go to a credit union. Wells Fargo allows people to get an account, even if you messed up if you got something on check systems. So I would say go to Wells Fargo, get you an account on Wells Fargo. Do your research on Wells Fargo to see if you can like them too, because I don't know what's going to be going on with these companies, but I'm just saying it now. And technically it is July 30th, 2024. So, it's no telling. So definitely do your research, but just get you an account. And if you're using prepaid cards, you should also start learning how to manage a credit card, because you can just build your credit with the same thing you're already doing. So hopefully you guys will get started on one of those options. Beautiful people, it's Rakita. I'm back with another video, and this is episode 168 of Credit 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to build credit in your name. And the only reason why I said in your name is because sometimes people have their spouse that build credit. Maybe they build credit only in their name, and now you need to start building your own credit. So I want to talk about how you can build your own credit. Sometimes you can be an authorized user only on their credit cards. You kind of piggybacked off of their credit cards. You never really looked at your own, how you can build it in your name. First off, it's just like anybody else. So look up credit building in general. So I tell people have 4 credit cards reporting onto their credit reports. Try to get credit cards that don't have an annual fee. Try to get credit cards that have rewards for you. Try to get 4 of them. That would be the goal. Let those just marinate is what I like to call them, meaning don't get any more of them for a whole year. Let those start to get old. The good thing about building credit, and I want to say this the good thing, but the major thing about building credit is you want to have age. So let those start to get old. It's going to be a year old. Then consider getting more credit, but at least make sure you got those 4 credit cards. Make sure you get some type of installment account. Maybe you'll have a car in your name. Maybe you'll have a personal loan in your name, or maybe you can do like a kickoff or a self account, their installment account, so that they can report this onto your credit report, so you can start building credit. And this is just, you can build it in your name. And just make sure you have all of your accounts set up on auto pay. Make sure you learn utilization, keeping a balance low basically on your credit cards, because this is going to help you in the future. And I know that some people may still be authorized user on someone else's credit card. Maybe you all may want to consider adding yourself to more of their credit cards too, so you can boost your credit score even more. And that's only if maybe you're on one or two and it's your spouse, and maybe you want to get on more so you can boost your credit score even more. But make sure it's accounts that don't have any late payments or anything like that. Hey, beautiful people, welcome to episode 169 of Credit 101, where we're going to talk about adding accounts to your credit reports. Maybe you guys don't want to get credit cards. I know with Dave Ramsey, he talked a lot about how he don't want people to get credit cards. You can build a credit history, or you can do underwriting without it. I want to talk about what accounts you can actually get added to your credit reports and how to actually go about it so that you can have accounts reporting onto your credit report that can help you build your credit without you actually having to get a credit card. So definitely let's get right on into the video. The first thing is I want you to understand like the account inclusions. You guys can be added as an authorized user to someone else's credit card, and they can add that to your credit report. You can get rent payments added to your credit report, utility payments, cell phone bills also added to your credit report. And these are like the different accounts that you can have reporting, and this can help you build your credit without you having to worry about getting 4 credit cards, one statement, one installment loan. You can avoid those different things. Now, when you're requesting to be an authorized user on someone else's credit card, just make sure it's a good credit card in terms of they don't have late payments, they keep the balance low, they pay it off every month, they pay off they don't keep more than a 5% utilization on that credit card, just because if they do these different things, it can actually hurt you, and you don't want to be hurt by this. Now, usually you'll give them your information, they'll add you as an authorized user, and you'll get that credit card in the mail. You should be able to call to get verification about this credit card being added, because once you get added as an authorized user, they should start reporting it to the credit bureaus. So you can be able to call to see when this reporting may happen also. Now, when it comes down to rent payments, I have the Rental Karma I always tell people about that can actually help you report your rent payments. And when you guys don't want to have credit cards, reporting your rent payments, having a company, outside company actually do this for you is really, really good. So I'm going to make sure, I believe you guys can put in Rakita 25 Rental Karma, and you guys could be able to have your rent reported. I'll make sure I find that link and put it down below for you guys in this video for sure. But you can definitely report the rent. And also utility. I remember the point that utility payments was being reported, they were being reported before, it actually destroyed my credit because I wasn't paying it. I mean, years ago when I was very, very young, I was not paying my utility bill. So every month it will ding my credit. And now, like, I have my utility bill that's not being reported, but I'm going to tell you guys a way that you can have these things start being reported for you all. I'm going to talk about that shortly. Now, I want you guys to verify and check your credit reports to make sure that these accounts are being added, and then I want you to follow up to see if there's anything that may be wrong too. Maybe they have some issues. Maybe it's not reporting on all 3 credit bureaus. Maybe the balancers, you may have problems with the reporting of it. Just follow up about these different things. Now, remember when I told you all I wanted to tell you how you can get these things reported, and that's with Experian Boost. You can use Experian Boost. They need access to your bank account though. They're going to go through your transactions, see what you're constantly paying on, and then they're going to report that on your credit report, on your Experian credit report. So that could be beneficial so that you can get more out of your Experian credit report. So I suggest that you all definitely check that out. When I did the Experian Boost though, and I think it's because I use credit a lot, I didn't get that many points. I think I got like 7 points. I was like, so if that, I was so disappointed. But some people said that they got more than that, and some people said they got less. But every point would definitely, it could definitely matter. But I think about too how when you're buying a house, maybe they're gonna have to include that to your debt to income ratio. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Think about that and do some research on that. But make sure you all, when you guys are requesting these accounts, just make sure it's added to your credit reports correctly, and make sure that these accounts are going to actually help you boost your credit.